loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be doing my September book haul. So in the month of September, I acquired 12 books. I earned $155 through reading off my shelves and then the extra little bits that I have included, but I also spent $148.69. I came this close to breaking my budget and not reading enough. I am actually really happy with the books that I have read off my shelves, and considering I'm putting quite a few on, I'm not mad about it. There's a lot that happened last month that I'm just very chuffed with, so I'm actually really proud of what I did get accomplished, and I don't mind that the margin going into the house fund is only $6.31. I got some books that I've been absolutely eyeing on for the longest time, and I am very excited to read them. With that, let's dive into what they are. The first two I found while I was in Sydney. I was just chilling around and I found Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shauna Maguire in hardcover for $11 Australian. I have really wanted these to be able to reread them and actually read along physically, but for this it's anywhere between 26 to 35 Australian dollars, which I can't justify because I can get the audiobooks on script and have a good old time. So when I found this at the bookstore where they've got them in for customers, either it hasn't sold or for whatever reason they've marked it down to $11, so I got it. Yeah! I've already read this. I really have enjoyed the first two books and I'm very excited to continue on with the series. I just don't, because I know that I'm not going to be able to pick them up, but I desperately want the hardcovers of them. I think they're so cute, and yes, so I've got the first one down. Then I finally decided to pick it up. I've been eyeing it off on my wish list for ages, and I was in the bookstore and they had it, and so I've got Bitter by Akwaeke Emezi. This is the prequel to Pet, which I read and absolutely adored, and I'm very excited to be able to explore Bitter's life, who is Pet's mother, and following her story. Ooh, I'm so excited to be able to get to this. I desperately want to get to it, and hopefully we'll be able to make time for it before the end of the year. Then I can't remember 100%, but I wasn't having the most fantastic time, and so Ash and I did do a little bit of a book buying spree. The first, I went into a store at work and saw quite a few ones that I've wanted for a while, so I finally decided to bite the bullet and pick them up. The first was the day that it came in, and that was Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston. This is the second in the Amari series, and I'm so excited to continue on and just see the love. I adore this cover, and I love this series so much. I can't wait to dive back in and see where Amari gets up to and how everything's going to unfold. Quite a few series continuations, so I try and keep it that I can buy it if I've already read it, or it's the next book that I'm up to in the series, and we go from there. The next one is not a series, but that is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I've wanted to read this for yonks, and so I finally decided to pick it up. It's a classic which I don't normally gravitate towards, but because of the subject matter of burning books, I believe Fahrenheit 451 is the temperature at which paper ignites, and this is about book burning, I think. So I have been curious about it for the longest time, and saw it in the bookstore. I was like, okay, now is the time. I know I'm probably not going to read it for ages, but at least I've got it. Then Ash and I have both wanted this, so I think it might be going onto my shelves, but it's also going to be his, and that is Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro. This is a tome, and we both have just been super intrigued about it. I know nothing about it. Ash at least knows the synopsis, but I've wanted it because I thought it looked cool, and Pris is reading it for their book club, which is focusing on reading tomes, and this is the September-October pick, so I have it on my TBR alongside Jonathan Strange, alongside a lot of other things. So this is a very low priority, but if I can get to it, that would be amazing, because I'd love to discuss it in the Discord with everyone. And on the flip side of that, I then bought The Art of War by Sun Tzu. So for this, I wanted to read a translated fiction for Season-a-thon, and this is tiny. I also think it is on my scratch map, but I need to double check that. But I thought, you know what, let's pick it up. It's a Penguin classic, and I've been collecting these editions, so I'm very excited to have read read it and adding it not to my TBR, just to my collection. Next, I sort of broke my previous mentioned rule and I bought Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert. This was her new release for September. I desperately wanted it. I love Katie Robert, but I haven't finished Wicked Beauty. So in all technicality, I shouldn't have bought it because I still have something on my TBR from them, but it's Katie Robert. We know I'm a hoe for Katie Robert. I believe this is Vampire Reverse Harem, and that's all I really need to know. I love that the dedication is to everyone who is Team Damon, Team Spike, and far into Dmitry Belikov. Hi. I'm excited. Then Ash and I had our little date and we got ourselves some books. So for me, I got This Wicked Fate by Kaylin Bayron, which is the second in this Poison Heart duology, and I want to read this and finish the series because it is only a duology and I really enjoyed the first one. And I'm very curious as to see where we go from the first one, as we got introduced to some characters at the very end that I want to know how they play a part. I just love mythology inspired things and this is right up my street. So here we go on the TBR, and hopefully we'll get to it sooner rather than later. And then I broke my rule once again because I got both the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels and the League of Gentlewomen Witches by India Holton. This is the first and this is the second in the Dangerous Damsels series. I've been eyeing off the League of Gentlewomen Witches in Ash's bookstore for ages, and then I saw the first one, so I got them both. Come at me. Victorian ladies, spies, the character synopsis, so table of significant characters: Charlotte Pettifer, a bibliophile; Alexander O'Reilly, a pirate of low morals but attractively high cheekbones. So that signed me up for that, and I needed to get that. I've also eyed this off for ages. I got both, so sue me. And then Ash got The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. We both have desperately wanted this. It's been making its rounds around booktube and I just know that I'm going to adore it. I think he's going to adore it, and it's basically retirement village solving murders. Love it. I really don't need to know much more. I do know it's the first in a series, but he's very excited to pick it up, and so am I. And then the last book that he got is Babel by R.F. Kuang, and this seems to be everyone's most anticipated release of this year. I'm very keen to get to it because it does follow language and translation, academic settings, and I just really enjoy that sort of thing. So fingers crossed it's up my alley. He is going to be reading it in October. I am not, but I'm curious to hear his thoughts and then dive into it myself. We've both recently read The Poppy War and really enjoyed R.F. Kuang's writing, so happy to continue on with their next work. And because it's going on his shelves, he isn't breaking it because I do have the Dragon Republic to read that I should read before this, but I'll probably read this first. So this is a collection of books coming on to our shelves, and honestly, this is an amazing stack. I'm so happy with everything that we've acquired throughout the month of September. Let me know in the comments, is there a book that you were absolutely dying to get to that you finally picked up in September, and or did you purchase Babel like the rest of the community? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it all. And let me know how you're feeling, if there was anything that was super exciting that you can't wait to read. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. And I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye! I'm so sorry for talking with my hands. I've got acrylics and I don't know how to be a human. It's weird. I'm not feminine.